Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Scales of the Soul. If you're new here, welcome in. And to all my beautiful creators that continue to show up, I appreciate your support. Welcome back. Tonight we're going to get into a little pick a card reading. Going to look into the energies of who is your soulmate? What is their energy like? Let's dive into that. This will be a timeless reading, so whenever it does find you is when it is meant to cross your path. As with any reading, take what resonates, leave behind what does not. If anybody would like to book a personal reading, that link is down below in the description box on my personal website, scalesofthesoul.com. I do readings and I have a couple of other healing modalities that I do offer. So take a look around, see if anything catches your interest. So we're going to get into this little pick a card here. So if you would like to take a breath, tune in, and look at piles 1, 2, and 3. See if you're drawn to anyone specifically as you tune into that energy. Or if you would like to pick with a specific card on that, I'm going to go ahead and put these on here for you. We got the Knight of Pentacles on pile number 1, the Page of Wands on pile number 2, and the Knight of Cups on pile number 3. So again, take a moment, tune into those energies, see which ones you're drawn to. And the timestamps will be below in the description box to skip ahead to your reading. All right, pile number 1. If you chose pile number 1 or the Knight of Pentacles, this is your reading. So I went ahead and pulled archetype cards just for each of the piles. I have not looked at them, but let's see what we got. Okay, so we have the Pilgrim. We got the Pilgrim and the Knight of Pentacles. So let's look into a little bit of what this archetype is of this soul's energy. Immediately I'm getting your person is a little bit of an adventurer. This soul likes to not be bound by any sort of structured state, I guess. They enjoy adventure. They enjoy exploring new cultures, new settings, new experiences. There's a lot of color to this person. They are very worldly. There's a lot of depth to this person's soul. But there is sort of something that I'm getting with these hands right here, that their hyper independence has provided them a lot, don't get me wrong, a lot of insight, a lot of exploration, a lot of enjoyment. But there is a sort of bound energy a little bit of protection. Hyper independence can be a bit of a double-edged sword. It can be a beautiful gift to really lead you into self-discovery and introspection. However, it can also allow for missed opportunity or not having genuine connections. I think this person, your soulmate that you are drawing in, that you are meant to meet, definitely is kind of on the brink of changing that pace a little bit. They are a very independent person. However, I think that you probably possibly mirror that a little bit. You like to you have the tendency to want to do some things on your own, and maybe that's how the two of you meet. But then also on the ladder, I'm also getting that you balance this person out and you actually show them a different world of community, of friends, of having like a core group of people that you really enjoy spending time with. And that's maybe a little foreign to this person because they are such a wayward type of soul where they're constantly on the move and exploring. Knight of Pentacles, this is a very good, level-headed type of energy. This person's a little, pretty financially sound. Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight, however. So once this soul connection does happen and that you do cross each other's paths, this type of energy may be really slow moving. It may take some time for real, honest truths to develop between the two of you. I'm also getting that your person kind of does like a little bit of the finer things in life. Like they're not about like designer bags and name brand and that kind of stuff, but they do enjoy a really good meal out or like a really nice experience. They do enjoy getting a little fancy sometimes, and really experiencing the finer things in life. I'm being shown caviar right now. So maybe a person, they might be very well off and they just have done super well for themselves as well and just are enjoying, the fruits of their labor. I'm also getting that this soul is a very spiritual type of person. I'm getting very monk type energy as well from here. They're maybe very hyper spiritual. They may be even religious. But they definitely have an awareness of an influence or source outside of themselves. They often turn to nature as well to find answers, to find guidance, to find wisdom, to gain wisdom and insight. They're a bit of a wild, they have a good balance. I'm going to say they're a bit of a wild soul. Like they like to just be a, wild woodland fairy, I'm hearing. And that can be, male or female energy, but then they also like to enjoy the city life and, have nights out on the town kind of thing. They're a good rounded type of energy. So let's get into a little bit more about what this person is. What is this soul pulling into you? You know what? I'm actually going to go with this Hush Tarot over here. Let's see. What is the soul's energy for pile number 1? Their soulmate. What is this soul like? Tell me about it. Oh, now we got the Knight of Swords. Here, we'll do that. And Death in reverse. Okay, so that tells me right now, your person is in this forward motion of kind of shedding old layers. Maybe they've been on, this sort of pilgrimage for quite some time, and they're kind of realizing that if they really want a genuine soul connection, they kind of got to slow down a little bit. They're having this contradiction in their head though, because Knight of Swords is very fast paced. It's like trudging forward with like wicked abandon, like really intense adrenaline type of energy. Like they're constantly chasing sort of adrenaline, but they're now in this sort of vision of realizing that they kind of have to let a little bit of that part peel away from themselves, a little bit more effort to genuinely connect with people, which is interesting because, like I said, I think they're a very hyper independent person, but they're kind of realizing that there's a bit of decay that's sort of happened because they haven't had real, raw connection. I don't know if your person's truly, I think they have let some people in the past, but it hasn't really ended well. And, we've all gone through things like that. But that one, their past really affected how distant they made themselves from real genuine connection. And I believe strongly, and I'm feeling this because they're showing me that you're kind of you're going to show this soul what it means to have genuine connection, what it means to have like real value in a relationship with somebody, which is fantastic, beautiful. I love this energy. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Let's see what a shadow aspect is for them because this Death card came out. So what is kind of more a shadowy aspect of this soul for pile number 1 here? Oh, is this me? Yeah. Okay, so they're definitely having this like challenge of, can I actually settle down? Is this truly who I am? Do I have the ability to kind of reforge forward? The sword's really standing out. It's interesting because we have the Knight of Swords and then we have sort of this beautiful divine feminine slaying this sword, and kind of holding it a little bit still, right? And again, divine feminine is just an energy. It's more of that like nurturing energy. And I think that you are definitely going to bring it to this person to kind of slow them down a little bit, not in a bad way. Like you guys, I feel like are still going to travel and explore and all of that, but it more or less it's like slowing down their heart rate to where they feel comfort enough to open up and to tune into deeper parts of themselves and parts of a relationship and what a commitment really means. Yeah, they're in this sort of contradictory phase in their head. I don't think their mind and their heart are really in alignment at the moment. But when you two cross paths, that's all going to change. Cool. Let's see. Let's get a light aspect for this soul. What does pile one need to hear about this soul? Their soulmate. See, we got the Knight of Swords. Give me something about the Knight of Swords over here. We got the pentagram. I love that. It's protection. You know, it's all of the elements in spirit. It's harmonizing those energies. It's kind of like this web's also really standing out. Like there's a great creation that needs to happen between the two of you. Whether that's you create a business together, whether that's you create commitment with one another, or a baby, or whatever it is, you guys are meant to create together. And you harmonize so well together. For some of you, I mean, it may even be as soon as this, like during Christmas time. We're in December right now. Whenever you see this, it is a timeless reading, but it may be of the time of holidays. I mean, this is kind of a little bit more blue than it is green, but that's really standing out to me as well. But yeah, the pentagram is, it's all the elements. It's like the magician card almost. It's having all of the tools and knowing how to apply them. And I think that you are definitely going to be sort of that reflection to this person of that missing link that one element, you know, the fifth element almost, that they just didn't really know how to call in or apply. I don't know. How do I explain that? They didn't know how to apply it into their day-to-day life, even though it was like a missing part of what they desired. Interesting. Very cool energy. You guys are definitely going to be a beautiful balance with one another. Let's see. Let's do a couple more tarot on this. Let's see what else we got. I'm not feeling called to this deck. Hold on. We're going to go back to the hush. Let's see. What else does pile number 3 need to know about this soulmate energy coming in for them? If you guys haven't already and you feel inclined, please hit that like button and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, let's see what we got. Ooh. Yeah, this is going to be such a peaceful, beautiful relationship. There is going to be a little bit of challenge sometimes. We got the Ace of Pentacles, which is all about new beginnings. It's about like finding peace. This key is really standing out as well. You know, it's like this person's really going to feel like you have the key to their heart. Like you bring such peace to this person. But there may be a bit of challenge. There may be a bit of self-sabotaging of not understanding truly how to harness this beautiful connection that you two do have. That being said, patience is the word that I'm hearing. Patience and the ability to just be at peace. Like, I feel like you're going to bring a lot of peace to this person. But it's going to take patience on your end. And it's just whether or not how badly you really do desire and how much you learn as well to have patience and communication. I think you might have to be the one that kind of extends an olive branch more than you would like sometimes. But it's going to teach both of you, it's going to teach you how to use your voice in a more constructive way. And it's going to teach them that it's okay to let somebody in, even though they want to just react based off of old experiences. All right, let's get one final card, and then we're going to close this one out. This is a really great energy for you guys, though. I'm excited for you to meet this soulmate, this little pilgrim, this adventurer. It's going to be really exciting, I'm going to say. It's going to be a very exciting, but calm. I don't know. Does that make sense? Peaceful. Maybe peaceful is a better word. Exciting yet peaceful. Let's get one final. Let's see what we got. Ooh, the Bardo. Yeah, Death of the Old. Death of the Old. It's kind of that liminal space. The Bardo is like It's that liminal space between life and death. Um, and I feel like that's kind of where your person is at right now. And I don't mean actual physical life and death. I mean like death of the old, like this, is this me? Death of the old belief system, death of the old identity, and seeing with full vibrant color that options are possible, that like they do deserve love just as much as you do. It's kind of, yeah, like the old thought processes kind of kept them bound to believe a certain type of customary way that they once lived. The letter L is really standing out as well right now. This person may have a name that begins with L. I'm hearing they may be a Libra. I'm hearing a lot of L names right now, but they may have an L name, first or last. So yeah, I think it's like you show them the colorful vision that they kind of lost when it comes to love and soul connection. You know, what's really interesting too is these are kind of like the opposites. Like this person looked at everything. If you see the color on the outside of this one and all the black and white on the center, and then you see the color in the middle of this one and all the black and white surrounding it. So there is that mirroring aspect, but it's like the person looked outside of themselves. Your soulmate has always looked outside of themselves to find color and fulfillment and beauty, whereas you've kind of always looked within, and you guys both sort of teach each other the opposing way to really immerse in what the beauty of soul connection is. So, with that being said, very cool reading pile number one. I hope this resonated. Let me know in the comments down below. Maybe you've already kind of met this person and you know who it is. Tell me about it. I want to hear about it. I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks. Bye. Hi, pile number two. If you picked pile number two or the Page of Wands, this is your reading. So let's get into it. I picked an archetype card for each of them. So let's see what your person, your soulmate, what archetype are they? The box and Page of Wands. Interesting. So the box is a very interesting type of energy. This person may be very laced up. They may be very used to the confines of their own routine, which is not a bad thing. This person is very structured in the way that they think, in the way that they live. They're very kind of type A almost. But there is this fiery energy at the center of them. There is this energy of this spark. And I think you kind of bring out this little bit of a spark for them. You bring out this sort of light source within the center of them. They may have really kept their heart kind of enclosed in this sort of box, waiting for the right person to really ignite that fire again. Because outside there's a lot of color, but in their inner world, they're very black and white. They're very to the T. They're very, yeah, just structured. Like there's really only like one way to kind of do things, which can be challenging. There can be a little bit of stubbornness there. I'm feeling like, I don't know, I'm hearing Taurus. Don't come at me, Tauruses, but you know, Tauruses can be very stubborn, and they could be a Taurus, or you could meet them during Taurus season. Then we have this Page of Wands, which is a little contradictory in the energy, just a scotch. We have the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands is kind of a youthful, action-oriented energy. So maybe in their decision making, sometimes they like, it's not of like their norm action. Like they'll kind of make something, they'll make a decision almost sometimes like totally off a whim, and it's like so out of character, and it doesn't make sense sometimes, where you're just like, okay. So there is that little bit of fire that they keep locked away, but every once in a while this Page of Wands shines through. And I think you're maybe a little bit more like this Page of Wands energy. Like you're kind of that like, I'm going to break you out of this box, out of these confines of your mind, out of this structured, everything has to be in its perfect place and stuff. They may even be a little OCD-ish, you know, like everything has its place, and They have the same daily routine, and you kind of come in and shake that up for this person a little bit, I feel like. Let's look into some tarot on this for you guys. What is file number 2, soulmate energy? What do we got going on? Ooh, we got the Ace of Swords. I like that. Yeah, you're going to kind of come in, and you both are actually. You're both going to show each other a new way to think. Coming in with new ideas. And then we have the King of Swords. A lot of mind stimulation here. You both are deeply intellectual and incredibly intelligent. This person, yeah, you're both like more analytically minded, but I think you're a little bit more fruitful in your thinking, whereas this person is very structured. But I will say there is a lot of action. This person definitely likes to enjoy new experiences, which is interesting. It's a little contradictory, but that's what I'm saying about like making these like decisions that are, you're like, wait, what? Like they will keep you guessing sometimes. They may be very structured on the day to day, but then they'll just like totally off the whim do something that's so like not of their character, which keeps it exciting for both of you. Lions, Leo may be significant. They may be a Leo, you may be a Leo, or Leo season could be very significant. Seeing a lot of that. There's also going to be a certain level of strength that this person brings to your life, a certain level of stability that maybe you haven't had totally in the past with relationships. Yeah, and then we have the King of Swords here. Again, yeah, there's this sort of nobility almost to the way that this person is. They're very confident type of energy. Very confident, they know who they are, and they don't allow things to change them sometimes, which was where that stubbornness comes in, but they also don't allow things to infiltrate their mind in a negative way. They're very strong-minded, incredibly strong-minded, resilient, very resilient. But I don't know, but there's something about your energy. You're like this little like butterfly down here that you kind of just like, I'm just gonna fly next to you, and I'm gonna bring in these little tiny butterfly kisses that break down, that structure. So that hardened structure that you have. I'm just gonna kind of bring it down a little bit and bring in this sort of little gentleness to it. This person is a very strong-willed person, but you're gonna bring in, yeah, like I said, that little gentle aspects that maybe they didn't realize that they still had, or they've never really expressed or touched into those vulnerable parts. Let's look into a shadowy aspect of what this soulmate might be. And there goes my OCD. But let's look into any shadowy aspects that this soulmate may have. And shadowy aspects aren't bad. They're just, the parts that we sort of keep hidden. Let's see what we got. Oh, that just fell. Shoot. Sorry. Black flower fragrance. Interesting. Okay. I feel like this person has there's a lot of pain that they've kept in their heart, but they don't really ever show anybody it. Which is probably why they are so laced up and probably why they are so structured in their day-to-day, because it's like a certain level of control. Maybe their childhood, they didn't really have a quote-unquote level of control of self. There may have been a lot of unknowns in their childhood. I'm feeling like there's a lot of, it definitely is bringing me back to like childhood wounding, and they really don't express this a lot. They really don't talk about it with anybody. And I think you two are meant to cross each other's paths to heal those parts, to allow this person to have a sense of vulnerability and a safe space to express that, to where they can genuinely feel quote unquote soul naked, like to you, but you're going to embrace those aspects of them and help heal parts of that wounding for them. Uh, I will say though that it can infiltrate the connection sometimes because they knee jerk react because it is an unhealed aspect of themselves. So that may be a bit of a trigger within this dynamic, but there is a lot of beauty behind getting over those triggers for this person, for your soulmate. All right, let's look into the other side, the flip side of that. What else do we have here for pile number 2? Excuse me. Okay, what do we have for pile number 2 here? Yeah, see, you're gonna balance that out. We have Visca Pisces, which is like all about the divine feminine. There's this figure 8's really standing out, the infinity symbol, the eyeball in the center, and just fertility, femininity. I'm not saying that this is male or female. I'm just saying divine feminine aspects are nurturers by nature. So you are going to bring out that nurturing energy for this person. You are going to bring out that motherly, not being a mom, not being the mother in a relationship, but you are going to bring out that sort of like mother wound that needs to be healed with this person, because of your nurturing, gentle nature, that it will allow them to kind of break down the strong walls that they feel like they've had to have their whole life as a form of protection. And you kind of give them that space to be seen, to feel heard, to feel okay enough to express those parts of themselves. All right, and then let's get a couple more tarot. Give me a few more tarot for this soulmate energy for pile number 2. You got 3 of Swords. Yeah, I'm telling you, these mirror one another. This 3 of Swords and the black flower fragrance. I don't always see 3 of Swords as a bad thing. I think it's like sometimes you got to break the heart in order to evolve, and I'm seeing this as like breaking open of the heart. I'm seeing this as an opportunity for this person to finally let somebody like deeply into the wounds, the deep ones that cut the most, that like they may have healed over, like the skin may have healed over those wounds, and they may have moved past it to some degree, but it's still so deep that it hasn't fully healed from underground, like from under the flesh. So that being said, I think that you're definitely bringing a certain level of that healing for this person, giving them the space to be able to feel like they can fly free and express themselves in full color. And then we have the 6 of Cups. I like this. Yeah, and it's funny because we have fertility here, and rabbits usually represent fertility. You may have a child with this person. You may already have a child with this person. You may have already met them. But I'm also seeing this as a fertile ground for emotional safety, with all these cups here. I like that there's, 2 rabbits. They're both facing each other. Rabbits are it's like the innocence. It's this mirroring of innocence. That's a representation for the rabbits. So there's a certain level in which this relationship kind of goes back to feeling safe and being in that innocent mindset. You two are going to teach each other a lot. A lot. So that is your reading, pile number 2. That's your soulmate energy calling in. Excited for you. And if you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks. Bye. All right, pile number 3. If you chose pile number 3 or the Knight of Cups, this is your reading. So let's get into it. We picked an archetype card for each soulmate energy, and you got, let's see, your soulmate has the Village and Knight of Cups. Okay, so when I think of village, I think of like hometown. I think of comfort. I think of kind of a restrictive energy to some degree. Like they sort of have stayed, maybe this person is from your hometown. Maybe you two have met before and you end up coming back together. But I'm feeling, yeah, there's almost a bit of a restrictive energy. I don't think your person has, this soulmate has really experienced the vastness of life, but has a yearning to do so. So with the Knight of Cups here, see how he's like kind of looking into the future, but he's almost like fighting against the wind a little bit. Like there may be a bit of resistance to explore the unknown. And that may be, you know, in a metaphorical sense, I guess, where your person maybe has never really met a love like the two of you will develop. But there's a certain desire, there's a certain level of inquisitiveness about what's beyond what they know. And I think the two of you are going to bring that out of one another. You may be more of a sort of nomadic, wayward soul, and you might be balancing that out with this person a little bit. What else am I getting here? It may be a bit of a climb up a mountain. It's going to be kind of like this slow roll for you guys. But at the peak, it's like, look how vast and beautiful this can be and how colorful it can be. And I think that you guys have the willingness to climb with one another, to reach the heights of what love can be, of what soul connection can be. Let's get some tarot for you on this. We got the Seven of Swords. Yeah, Swords. Seven of Swords. And the Ace of Swords. Yeah, there's a whole level of unlocking the mind that will happen for both of you. We got the Seven of Swords here. See how this bird's like carrying all of these keys? It's like there's an unlocking that will happen. I think you definitely are more of the teacher archetype in this dynamic. You both are. However, I think you are going to unlock a lot of doors for this person in their mind. And they have a willingness to learn and understand, and they come with totally different experiences. I feel like this person may even be an artist to some degree or a creative by some nature. Like the way that they express and escape is by expression, through art, through creativity, through however that comes out for them. But they have a very colorful mind. And that's kind of how they have broken out of just the sort of dullness, I guess, of being in the same village their whole life. So you're coming with more of like the intellect to unlock things, but then they're going to show you a whole different world as far as the creative mind goes. And you guys are going to meet in the middle somewhere on that, like in these sort of adventures. I'm also seeing, that's interesting. This is hyper specific. It's not going to go for everybody, but I'm seeing a matador's cape in this. You may go to Spain. Maybe one of you has a Spanish background. I don't know. There's something about Spain here for both of you. Maybe it's something about Spanish culture that will connect the two of you. You may both have a background in that even. It's very specific, but I don't. There's definitely something about Spain. They're showing me Spain and Barcelona. Interesting. Okay. Ooh. You know what else is I find pretty interesting? It's like these almost mirror each other. Like he's in this field with the mountains behind it. You see this? It's like the same landscape, but one's in black and white, and it's like you bring the color to the picture. Fascinating. It's like you've brought the color to this black and white vision because this person never really saw beyond what was right in front of them and didn't really realize how the potential of adventure that the two of you could have together. So we're going to get a shadow card here. Let's see a little bit of the shadowy aspect for this soulmate. What do we have here for pile number 3? The temple of my body. I'm going to just outright say it. Your person may be a virgin. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Or they have like more just they look at the world through virgin eyes. Like everything's kind of a new experience to them because they have stayed so locked in this village aspect. But you're about to like unlock so many different doors for them and experiences for them. Maybe you're a virgin, who knows? But there definitely is a certain level of, yeah, just kind of that vanilla mindset in a way. Like very, I don't want to say it's not immature, it's just lack of experience. Um, and this is what I'm saying about you kind of being more of the teacher for them is that you bring them the experiences that they never had while they kind of bring sort of the innocence to back into your life in a way. Let's look into another kind of opposite of what the shadowy is, the light side of this person. Ooh. Let's see what we get. Oh gosh. Okay, hold on. Cards fell. And we got yeah, mantis. There's a bit of elusiveness, I will say, but it's because they're a sensitive soul. They're a sensitive soul. But they're a sensitive soul, but there also is strangely like this weird sense of wisdom that they not weird, but this like deep sense of wisdom that they do have. Like they're gonna come at you with certain things where you're just like, whoa, like that was deep kind of thing where it like hits you from left field. Like I think they're a bit of an older soul in the depths of their higher self, but in their human form, they're definitely very virgin. They're very innocent. Uh, so I think in that way, they will actually teach you quite a bit about a soul's journey, the deeper depths of parallel universes and that kind of stuff. Maybe they're really into like the metaphysical realms. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Let's get a few more tarot to close this one out for pile number 3 and their soulmate. What do we have? What do we have here? We got the Tower, but in reverse. I like that. Listen, I love the Tower card. A lot of people hate it and fear it and whatever, but the Tower card gives you a way to break down the foundation. And I think that that's kind of where they're at right now because it is in reverse. It's like they have broken down to the raw core of themselves and the foundation, and they're in this turning point of wanting to discover more, knowing that there's more beyond what they've experienced. So the timing is actually really beautiful for the two of you to come together because it is broken down to that foundation, and now you both have the opportunity to rebuild exactly, like what you desire together. This person's a very open book. They're very willing to learn. They're very willing to, I'm hearing like recode the matrix. Your person might be a bit of a nerd. Like they may even be into like coding. They may even be like very And I mean nerd in like the most honorable way. Like nerds are hot. But they may be into, like computer science, things like that. Like, I don't know. Anyways, you're in a very auspicious time to meet because, like I said, they're breaking everything down to the raw foundation of who they are ready to completely rebuild the structure in which they've once known. And you're helping them do that. You're putting up like the weight bearing walls, I'm hearing. Not walls, but you know what I mean. The weight bearing beams, rather. Okay. What else? One more. What else do we have for pile three? This turn. And we got the Two of Cups. Yes, I love that. Two of Cups. It's definitely a deep soul connection. Deep soul connection. But you're both going to have the ability to nurture one another and transform with one another. Yeah, because we have, both feminine energies mirroring one another. This could be a same sex type of relationship. But we also have, these two feminine energies mirroring one another, but they're also hybridized. They're like half human, half bird. And birds are messengers from the beyond. But again, these two feminine energies nurturing one another. It's that sort of beautiful feminine, maternal type energy, but not motherly, just more or less like caretaker. But you can both be, I think you're both a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Like you're both kind of a little, like a bit misfitty. Like you both have been, you never really stuck into any sort of confine of a concept of, I don't know, streamlined human. Like you both have always kind of felt a little alien or a little bit like you don't have like a specific set of rules that you abide by or that you identify as. I like this. Weirdos unite. I definitely identify with this. Definitely more of an alternative type of person. I'm not your mainstream type A. So I think it's a really cool energy for the two of you. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, pile number three, that is your soulmate's type of energy that you are calling in. Maybe you've already met them, or maybe they're on the brink. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks. Bye.